Today, I'm struggling a lot with figuring out what is the right thing to do. And every time I ask myself, what's the right thing to do, I remind myself that I am not the doer. Doing is being done through me. And yet my mind still stresses about what are the right actions to take? What is the right way to go? What is the right thing to do? The mind has so many different answers to this question. If I ask it, it will tell me a zillion different things to do. I can put in effort to do anything. Anything is possible. But the efforting doesn't feel right anymore. It feels like the remnants of an old program. We're all programmed to behave in certain ways. We're conditioned by our early lives, by our society, to do certain things. And there's a part of me that still feels like it needs to act out the play, the story, to do the things I'm quote unquote supposed to do. But there's another part of me that feels in my body that sense of efforting, of striving, of trying to accomplish something. And that sensation of striving doesn't feel right anymore. It feels icky. It feels old. It feels unproductive. It's like instead, I'm supposed to flow, to move myself into the river of life and just watch where it takes me. But transitioning between efforting and flow, it's a tough transition. It feels unnatural and natural at the same time. It feels scary, like I don't know how to trust life. I want to. I know that I need to, and that I will at some point. But this transition between the old self that efforted, that had to work so hard to achieve goals, and this new self that doesn't want to be attached to any outcome anymore. The gap between these two versions of self and reality is groundless. It's easy to grasp onto things like efforting and striving. We know from the past that doing these things can help us get the things we want. But what happens when we don't want anything anymore? What happens when we don't fully believe in the idea of future anymore? What happens when the efforting doesn't feel good, when the efforting doesn't feel genuine? Then you're left in this gap between the old self and the awakened self. Navigating that gap, moving through that gap, being present in that gap is the work of this transitional period, the period of awakening, but not yet being awakened fully.